Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. The members physically present and those online. We invite you all to the launch of our inaugural Uganda Law Society Journal 2023. I'm glad that physically present at the Secretariat, we have key members of the committee that came up with this journal. And I'm glad that we've been able to launch after so much work has been put into. At this juncture, allow me welcome our chairperson, Mr. Semambo, who will also briefly introduce the team as we go into the next item. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Okwalinga Moses. Mr. President, honorable colleagues present and those online, I'm also honored to be a part of this event. I would wish to introduce my colleague with whom we've been acting on this committee, Dr. Rose Nakai. In absentia is Dr. Daniel Ruhweza, Mr. Paul Muchibi, Mr. Shafir Iga, as well as Mr. Muhammad Chikomeko. For now, I think very briefly, that was the team with which we worked, and as we go along, we shall make further remarks, Mr. President. Thank you.
Chairperson, you could also use this opportunity to make your remarks. Thank you.
Thank you very much again, Bwana CEO. Mr. President, I organized a very brief speech because I thought this occasion was one that was very important that required me make some comments, heartfelt comments. Very briefly, Mr. President of the Uganda Law Society, dear colleagues, the distinguished members of the Uganda Law Society Law Journal Committee, members watching us online, as well as the entire Uganda Law Society fraternity, a very good afternoon. My name is Semambo Rashid, and I have been honored to have been the chairperson of the committee that was tasked with coming up with the Law Journal. It is my profound honor, Mr. President and dear colleagues, for me to address you today on this inauguration of the Uganda Law Society Journal. I'm especially honored to speak to you on the launch of this first, the inaugural journal of the Uganda Law Society. It has been a long time coming, but a most timely event. Before I proceed with my remarks, Mr. President, I wish in a special way to recognize the Uganda Law Society President Emeritus, Mrs. Fiona Nabasa Wall, on initiating this endeavor, as well as appointing myself and the committee members, whom she tasked with this very important role of coming up with the inaugural ULS journal. I wish to thank the current Uganda Law Society President, my good friend, President Bernard Owundo, for carrying forward the mantle and ensuring that this very important endeavor comes into fruition. Again, I wish to introduce by name the Uganda Law Society committee members in our midst and those absent. We have Dr. Rose Nakai to my right, who alongside Dr. Daniel Ruhweza, Mr. Paul Muchibi, Mr. Iga Shafir, as well as Mr. Chikomeko Muhammad, played a very vital role in ensuring that this task was completed successfully. The team has played an invaluable role in ensuring that this first of a kind task for the ULS becomes a success. Mr. President, I would also wish to recognize and thank very much our team of peer reviewers as well as editors who have undertaken the onerous task of reviewing the articles presented, as well as ensuring that the journal meets globally accepted standards, both in substance and in form. I wish to give a warm thank you to the various authors that shared articles having undertaken intense and relevant research, a fact that has made the ULS Inaugural Law Journal an important legal resource. Without your commitment all towards legal research, this journal would never have seen the light of day. Mr. President, I would also wish to thank the Uganda Law Society Secretariat for being available in the coordination of all activities pertaining to the publishing of the ULS Law Journal. In a special way, I would wish to thank the CEO, Mr. Moses Okwalinga, Ms. Rita, and Ms. Leah. I know she left, but also would wish to thank you in a very special way for working closely with the team to ensure that we come up with a successful project. Mr. President and dear colleagues, I've had the occasion to write the editorial note to this journal, which for all prospective readers of the same shall share insights into the various researched and well-written articles therein. My very humble view is that this, the inaugural Uganda Law Society journal, shall rekindle and even resuscitate the culture of reading and researching in the legal profession in Uganda. Research is a natural and substantial part of legal practice, be it as a law student, law teacher, legal practitioner, or even judicial officer. Without legal research, and by extension scholarship, that is unending learning, a lawyer is oftentimes lost. The law is expected to offer guidance and solutions to the complex nuances of life, be it social, political, economic, security, environmental, name it. The reality is that life challenges evolve with every passing time. You may, on the one hand, for example, have issues to do with an impending world war, as it were, or it may be an issue to do with climate change, or even emerging digital currencies, or artificial intelligence. All these that touch the everyday lives of human beings must have a legal regime within which they operate to ensure harmony and avoid total collapse of society. It starts and stops with research, reading, and at being able to understand what the emerging issues are and offer practical and tangible solutions thereto. This inaugural ULS journal shall offer insights into the emerging issues and also offer tangible solutions thereto. As the legal profession has evolved over time, Mr. President, I wish to report to you, it has unfortunately become commonplace to find qualified practitioners, advocates, and judicial officers who have never read an entire case file, but rather somehow survive on case summaries and probably watching YouTube videos here and there. This seeming convenience, dear colleagues, has eroded the quality of jurisprudence in our country, and that is why I am especially encouraged by the launch of this inaugural ULS journal. Mr. President, I wish to submit that legal practitioners across the board are mandated to read, comprehend, and apply solutions founded in the law. The law must follow well-established schools of thought and cannot be subject to mere empty arguments or opinion. A legal practitioner must find time to research as a way to better themselves. As I conclude, Mr. President, the inaugural ULS Law Journal contains fascinating research into areas that affect us on a day-to-day basis. It is, therefore, quite humbling to have been part of this endeavor and for which we hope to continue forever and forever. I wish to make an argument that in a jurisdiction like ours, being a common law jurisdiction, the principle, for example, of stare decisis is key. Legal practitioners, be it advocates or judicial officers, must ensure a sense of predictability and consistency in the law to avoid chaos in society. Mr. President and dear colleagues, it is appalling, however, that in reality, we seem to lack sound jurisprudence from our courts of law today on various issues that affect society in Uganda. One court may, for example, make decisions only for a sister court to make a remarkably different decision. It is sometimes astonishing to find that a judicial officer ends up writing a decision which is at odds with an earlier decision they themselves made. Legal practitioners are more concerned with winning cases today, Mr. President and dear colleagues, than with ensuring that our legal space contains sound jurisprudence. All this stems from lack of research and continuing legal scholarship.